As you've seen, I'm juggling lab work and supervisor duties, so as much as I love field work, I don't always have the luxury of picking my cases, or partners. However, this time, I do. On this case, I want to watch you work. This time, one of our own discovered the body, Dr. Al Robbins. Usually we have to go to the morgue to have the doc talk to us in the presence of a deceased victim. This time, a side alley near his home. We'll take the mobile analysis unit in case there's any evidence we need to process immediately. Doc Robbins noticed the abandoned vehicle and saw something suspicious, so let's have him fill us in before we process the scene.
Am I glad to see CSI on the scene? My shift's about to start and I have work to do. Nothing overt. I noticed that the alarm's still set and there are no jimmy marks on the doors. I was driving past and I noticed this car with its trunk open. We're suspicious by nature in this business, so I took a closer look and saw what appeared to be blood spilling from that crate. So I called in. No, I may not do much field work, but I know enough not to taint the evidence. It's a familiar enough model. Wouldn't mind having a ride like this myself, but no, I've never seen it before. Oh, there's been a parade of witnesses, all rodents. 11:43 p.m. Unlike the times I usually give you, that one's exact. I checked my watch.
I think that's all we need, Doc. If we need more...
I know. You know where to find me.
Looks like the area is clean. Nice job being thorough. Looks like the area is clean. We have blood on the fender, but no sign of a hit and run. Body would have left a dent. Possibly unrelated, could also be roadkill. If we have a ditched body and car, why did our person or persons unknown bother to remove the crate first? Was the body dump interrupted? Or has this crime scene been tampered with? body in the crate. Style and size of shoes indicate a male. No other blood trails, no nearby pooling. So lack of blood evidence indicates another crime scene where the body might have been packed for transit. No plates. Could mean it's a new car, or that it was stolen.
Once I uncrated him, I found he was an African American male, mid-50s. And I have fingerprints for you, of course. 2 gunshot wounds to the back of the head, 9 mil, both entering at approximately a 35-degree angle downward and a 0-degree side angle. Markings on the back of the skull indicate a point-blank shooting. Both rounds entered the occipital bone. One exited out through the forehead, the other stayed inside and got around to it. I have it for you. Based on body temperature, estimated time of death is 7 p.m., about 7 hours ago. Our Vic was not breathing when he was crated up. The autopsy showed the victim had stomach problems, no ulcer, but he put away more than his share of antacids. Hey, I found the body for you. What more do you want?
If this substance is a controlled one, we may have the kind of busted pottery that can lead to a bust. Looks like a shard of clay or ceramic. Those two are... We've done all we can with that item. That goes on the trace analysis computer. 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 The comparison microscope is where you need to look at that. We've done all we can with that item. We've done all we can with that item. It matches, but you are matching an
Once you've got enough evidence, I'll hit up a judge.
So it was cocaine at the bottom of that crate. We've done all we can with that item.
Tox shows no traces.
Once you get enough evidence, I'll hit up a judge.
Those two aren't quite a match. Looks like it was owned by our PI, Gary Melvoy.
Everybody in the LVPD knows him. Kind of a cop who likes to spout off about justice and then gets caught planting evidence. He wasn't fired from the force, but he quit just in time. A couple of years ago, he went private. Lives and works out of a rolling office in an RV park. I'll open it up for you.
Looks like apparent breaking and entering. This is very sophisticated surveillance equipment. Is he a PI or an FBI agent? We have a thief who leaves a valuable camera behind but takes the memory card. Apparently, resale value is not what this thief was after. This man may live out of an RV, but his possessions are state of the art. That goes on the trace analysis computer. That's some balance. What kind of clients can pay our RVPI these kind of fees? Something doesn't add up. Also, look at this transfer. Ackerman Fine Art Studio? Isn't that the gallery case you worked on with Warwick? But he's already on another case. Hey, Catherine.
Yeah, Gil.
It looks like some old skeletons are popping up from a case you supervised. And since you have some history here already, would you do a follow-up interview at the Nathan Ackerman Fine Art Studio?
Combine and conquer. Sure, I'm ready when you are.
Let's see what Brass has to say about this. We've done all we can with that item.
Sure, let my fingers do the walking. On my computer. Huh. Here's a familiar name. Remember Lucy Kennelly? Sister of our blood-hoarding non-Vic, Carrie Kennelly? Miss Kennelly, we appreciate your cooperation.
You can thank me by making this quick. You're taking me away from my work, as usual. He's a private detective. I hired him to do some work. I don't really have a private life, Captain. My work at my father's casino is just about it. So yes, business related.
He wasn't all that talkative. We found him dead, shot, stuffed in a crate.
Captain, Melvoy was a man I met a few times, a somewhat sleazy character the likes of whom a business person must occasionally hire as a necessary evil. It was a personal matter, a private investigation.
Well, it went public when he was shot and killed and crated for shipping.
I hired him to follow Michael Dubois.
Dubois? Why is he still in the picture? I thought your sister Carrie dumped that woman-beating jerk.
At least we see eye to eye on Michael Dubois, Captain. My sister, the height of whose naivete is matched only by the depths of her low self-esteem, is back in bed with that jackass. Figuratively and literally.
What about her and that male nurse, Alex? Love of her life that she spilled her own blood for.
They kind of fell out when Carrie made a deal with the DA to testify against him. Alex did try to frame Dubois after all. Even I wouldn't go that far. Anyway, Michael contacted Carrie, apologized for his abusive behavior, promised to behave, yada yada yada, and then thanked her for sticking up for him by selling out Alex. To make sure he wasn't leaning on her. My father is giving Carrie half ownership of the casino, the other half to me. Carrie still doesn't want anything to do with the business, but Michael wants to run things. Then she can take it easy and trade in her party girl tabloid lifestyle for being Mrs. Michael Dubois. Ugh. First, I should be running things completely. I'm the oldest, and I've been working at the casino for years. It's my rightful position. Second, Michael Dubois is a lowlife who beats women and has questionable business ethics. I don't want that creep draining our family business.
Whatever happened to good old sharing?
I don't mind sharing with my sister, but not with that monster Dubois. I don't know how he managed to weasel his way out of those bookmaking charges, but I know I've only scratched the surface on how dirty this guy is. I was at the casino, working late with my boss. Check with him if you like.
And here we are again. New case, old place. New face, old face. Let's see what they know.
I haven't got anything.
I did indeed, and a part of the process was selling out to Mr. Klein, who is now my landlord. Mr. Klein has been kind enough to allow me to continue on here while I re-establish my good name and my credit. Certainly, he was a customer. Just a one-time transaction. He'd purchased a lovely vase, but the workmanship was flawed, and I, of course, gave him a full refund.
Funny he'd buy artwork at all. He lived in an RV and worked out of it too. A PI. Murdered recently.
Oh, dear, how ghastly. I had no idea what his profession was. Except in the case of an expensive transaction involving establishing credit, I have no call to inquire into the professions of my clientele. Right here, doing the accounts. Now that I'm in a sense working for Mr. Klein, I take special care to keep detailed records. It's only right, and, well, he insists.
Is this some kind of follow-up deal? Well, thanks, but no thanks. Our lives are much more pleasant without you LVPD types in it.
It's a new matter, and we have a few questions.
What kind of new matter is so important that you're gonna bother us again after all the stress you people have put us through? What kind of penny anti-crime is it this time?
A penny anti-crime called murder.
No, he's a stranger to me. Why, should I know him?
He's a private investigator, a murdered one, who was investigating you.
Why would a private eye be interested in my life? Who the hell hired him?
My sister? She hired a private detective to bother Michael? Hasn't she done enough damage? Why can't she leave me alone? Leave us alone.
Be cool, baby. No biggie. Just same old from that bitch. You can't be serious. You're saying you haven't noticed the hate-on she's got for me? She's jealous of my relationship with her sister, and that's the good side of her. The other side's a greedy, manipulative...
Michael, please. Please. This is just too much. Too much to process right now. Take me home. I'm tired. Tired of all this.
Okay, let's stop it here. This isn't a police matter, it's a family concern. You're upsetting my fiancé, and I'm not gonna put up with that. At Carrie's pad, both of us. Cooking together. We're both amateur chefs, you know? We keep it low-key these days. Just an old stay-at-home couple. Keep out of the paparazzi's gun sights. Right, babe?
Totally. We're both a little busy these days in our separate lives, and when we spend time together, it's intimate. Just the two of us.
I don't have anything else for you.
I've told you everything I know.
Hello. Looking for a hint?
I've told you everything I know.
I've got nothing new to report on the Vic.
Her manager confirms her story, and casino security has footage of her on the premises around 7 p.m. Hate to disappoint, but you don't have a suspect. Once you get enough evidence, I'll hit up a judge.
That's the intention. I'll run the day-to-day operations, and Lucy will manage the legal affairs. Carrie and her old man back me all the way on this. Lucy's just the odd girl out. Read my lips, controlling bitch. And for all the self-confidence she projects, her old man claims she doesn't have what it takes to manage a casino. You've met her. She's got the people skills of a cell block guard. I mean, I could see why she'd be frustrated. Guess it's natural she takes it out on me and not her own sister. But that doesn't mean I have to like it or put up with it. Don't you people talk to each other? Anyway, that's an alleged bookie operation. Those charges were dropped because they were unfounded. They were part of an online business course I was taking, one of those virtual deals. You can't get sent up for make-believe, guys. I don't have anything else for you.
It's a match, but finding the Vic's prints at his own residence is not evidence. No help there.
Once you've got enough evidence, I'll hit up a judge.
I don't have anything else for you.
I have told you everything I know.
Never seen him. I'm not familiar with the customers in this place. Not my style of artwork. I like realistic stuff, you know? Nathan here takes care of business. He's the art expert. I stop in to, check the books now and then.
Mind if we look around, Mr. Klein?
Damn right I mind. I'm a good citizen and everything, but I know one thing about art. It's fragile as hell. And anyway, I just paid a boatload to clean this joint. So no, not just for your kicks. Anything else? I got a dinner date with the missus. I haven't got anything.
I can't think of anything pertinent that I haven't already shared.
Thank God you're here. Maybe you can talk some sense into my sister. You've dealt with that lowlife Dubois. Tell her. Tell her to open her damn eyes. Our family business is in the balance.
Will you leave it alone already? How many times do I have to tell you? Michael is only looking out for my best interests. He and I both made our share of mistakes, and we've both learned from them. You just can't handle my having a meaningful relationship with a man. And really, I don't mean any disrespect, but you people have messed around in my life all I can stand. I really don't have the time or patience to talk to you again.
Ms. Kennelly, it isn't really optional. This may be an offshoot of the case you received immunity for. Remember? For your cooperation.
That's over. I don't have to cooperate with you anymore.
What did I tell you? They're on to that art gallery.
You be quiet. You'll ruin everything.
Here's a present for you. A little photo I received from Mr. Melvoy. He may have been a little on the sleazy side himself, but this validates his opinion when he said something suspicious was going on at that place. What does that cretin Dubois know about art? The only art he's interested in are the engravings on green paper. Here's another one, or pieces of one anyway. When I showed it to my sister, she ripped it up in a typically immature outburst.
Be quiet.
You be quiet. Wake up and smell the corruption. That abusing bastard you love so much is going to bring you, me, Daddy, and all of us down.
I can't think of anything pertinent that I haven't already shared.
I haven't got anything.
Once you've got enough evidence,
That goes on the trace analysis computer. Crates at the gallery seem to match the one at the crime scene.
matching crates plus pottery divided by a dead ex-patron equals, let me do the math, a search warrant to see what's up at that gallery. This warrant allows you to search for matching art or transaction records.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you again. I'm sorry, but it's just about closing.
Good. Well, that means we won't be in your way with any customers when we exercise this search warrant. Recent financial records could provide further links to our Vic. Somebody ought to be insuring their packages. This urn seems consistent with the material found at the crime scene. Not much here. Nice job being thorough. Not much here. Nice job being thorough. Not much here. Nice job being thorough.
I can't think of anything pertinent that I haven't already shared.
That goes on the trace analysis computer. If these records are to be believed, Ackerman's is now the hottest gallery in town, raking in premium prices for pottery. Strange his business has skyrocketed right after his bankruptcy. We can work with that on the assembly table. I believe there's more to be done with that item before we can process it. Try something else. Try something else. Those two aren't quite a match.
Once you've got enough evidence, I'll hit up a judge.
Know him? That's kind of an overstatement. He's just a customer at the gallery. Ackerman said the guy's dropped a lot of dough on artwork, so I think maybe I thanked him once or twice. Gotta be appreciative of good customers, right? I thought I made it clear. I don't run this business. Ackerman does. I wouldn't know a Rembrandt from a Warhol. All I know is it was upwards of 100 grand the guy dropped.
This photograph puts you at the Nathan Ackerman Fine Arts Studio.
So what? I was down there buying artwork, paintings, for Carrie, surprise for her. Since when is being an attentive fiancé a crime? No reason, just bumped into him when I was, shopping for art. Guy was gracious, said he appreciated my business. What kind of nonsense is this?
I've told you everything I know.
I don't have anything for you right now.
You can run that on the chemical analyzer. It used to be meth in Mr. Ackerman's madness. Now it's cocaine.
You've got enough evidence. Sure, we'll get him in for a chat. So we find your prints on a sack of cocaine in your gallery. Weren't you a meth head not long ago? You're really moving up in the world.
This is some bizarre mistake, or perhaps an attempt to implicate me, to take the onus off others. I went straight in every sense after those prior charges were dropped. I don't use, I don't deal. Those drugs are not mine.
Good to hear. But that doesn't quite fit with our dead private eye crated up with drugs and pottery that match more of the same in your gallery. The same gallery where you were making deposits into the PI's account.
All right, I'll come clean, but it's not what it looks like. The PI was a blackmailer. He knew about the narrow escape I'd made with those other drug charges. So he finds drugs in my pottery and then blackmails me. I was innocent, but what else could I do? Could be. If that private eye didn't plant the drugs on me, it could be Klein dealing. Maybe that's why he hired me, to have an in-house patsy just waiting to take the fall. Or if you ask me, that slimy Dubois has something to do with it. Otherwise, why would Klein, who has no interest in art, insist on handling Mr. Dubois personally, exclusively? When I started seeing all that money moving through the business, I knew something had to be amiss. But what could I do? My presence right here, right now, demonstrates the position in which I'd been put. I really don't know, but I do bring my lunch to the office in plastic baggies. Perhaps that PI or my landlord rescued one from the garbage can to further implicate me. I can't think of anything pertinent that I haven't already shared.
You're kidding me. Here, I thought it was such a classy joint. Shows what I know about art. Let me tell you guys, I'd never have been doing business there if I'd known it was a front for drugs. I don't have anything else for you.
Must you bother me again? No, no, no. That's not a name that means anything to me. Why should it?
Evidence in our investigation shows your fiancé has been a frequent visitor to that gallery, spending impressive amounts for a guy who professes no particular interest in art.
Plenty of people not into art invest in it. Michael is a very intelligent, creative individual, and you people have misjudged him entirely. Cocaine? No! No way! Listen, I've done my share, but Michael hates drugs. He doesn't use them and thinks they're a detriment to society. Could you please not mention this to my sister? She'll cause me no end of trouble with Daddy. Anyway, just because you find coke at a gallery where Michael buys art, how dare you make such a heartless accusation?
Murder is heartless, Miss Kennelly, and so are murder investigations. We'd be happy to clear your fiancé, because it would put us a step closer to the killer.
Murder? Killer? I can't believe I'm hearing words like that, and I can't believe my life has gone in such a crazy direction.
If you know something that would help us, Miss Kennelly, I know it would help you.
I just can't. I can't live a lie anymore. I'll tell you. I will tell you. But first you have to promise you won't tell my fiancé that I told you this. You have to promise you won't tell him, or my sister.
We'll do our best to protect your confidence, but the day will come when the evidence will tell the whole story.
Michael wasn't home at 7 that night the man was killed. I still don't think Michael could have done this, but he wasn't home. No, I don't. He was supposed to be here with me. I called him in his apartment but couldn't get him. Even his machine was off. Well, finally Michael sort of dragged in here around 9:30, saying he'd had a rough day. Almost crawled into bed. Never saw him do that before. Michael rarely goes to bed before 2 a.m. Then today, he wasn't at his apartment. I have a key. I went in and I found this thing, this crowbar just laying out. It really, I don't know, it freaked me out. I just thought, what would Michael be doing with a crowbar? Criminals use crowbars. So I took it, but I feel like I'm betraying him.
Did you take it from his apartment? Because you may have been tampering with evidence.
How do I win with you people? I open up and tell you what you want to know, and then you climb all over me, and maybe it's what I deserve, betraying Michael. Maybe you people are exactly what I deserve.
You're not betraying your fiancé. You may well be helping to clear him. If your instincts are right, the evidence will free him.
And it will. He didn't do this. I know he didn't. And if he did, I don't want to know about it. I've told you everything I know.
What's a good word from unpredictable little Carrie?
The word is very good, for us, but not for her fiancé. She's no longer covering up for him. Michael lied to us when he said they were together. Plus, she handed over Michael's crowbar.
She tampered with evidence.
Not intentionally. Anyway, it may not hamper us. She'll describe how it came into her possession and then into ours.
Well, Ackerman says his prior drug involvement's been used to frame him here. He suspects everybody from Dubois and that landlord to our Vic.
So do I. So let's get back to work and find the truth. The comparison microscope is where you need to look at that. Looks like we found Michael's key to Mr. Melvoy's trailer.
Crowbar matches the break-in at the PI's place. Let's take a look around Dubois' apartment for anything linking him directly to our Vic.
Do I stutter? I said I was with Carrie, my fiancée.
Carrie's phone records indicate several attempts to call you at the time you were supposedly together.
Must be some technical error. Hell, you say? Based on what?
A crowbar from this apartment was used to break into Gary Melvoy's office on wheels.
What, did that bitch Lucy break into my place again? Can't you guys see what that crazy, out of control... Look, you should be helping me to get a court order to keep her away from me, rather than harassing me yourselves.
Could these be the paintings Dubois paid a premium price for? I'm not an art critic, but, well... High-end shotgun mic and recording device. You could hear the flutter of a fly's wings from across the room with this. Memory card's the same brand as Mr. Melvoy's camera. Audio tape, unmarked, which is either from an unfocused mind or someone didn't have the time to label it yet.
I don't have anything else for you.
I've got nothing new to report on the Vic.
Look, we're not fooling here. There's a pile of money at stake, not to mention our freedom.
No worries on either score, Mikey. Those paintings are perfect for our purposes. And anyway, this guy is bluffing. He doesn't know what's going on.
How can you be sure of that? Any way you slice it, he's gonna draw attention to us. He's a risky guy to have around. We need to do something, Mr. Klein.
Maybe, but nothing rash. Just stay cool. I'm on top of this. Nobody has to know a thing. And once you got your mitts on that casino, all our worries are behind us.
The details are vague, but it's specific enough to indicate Dubois and Klein are working together on something. That goes on the trace analysis computer. Crate at the warehouse looks like the one our body was stuffed into. Maybe this is headquarters for a drug op. We need to find this warehouse.
You've got enough evidence. Sure, we'll get him in for a chat. The evidence says you broke into the RV. The crowbar, photographs, microphone, and even an audio tape, all found in your place. What are you trying to cover up?
And I should help you? Why?
Maybe to convince us you didn't kill the PI to shut him up after he tailed you and got the dirt on you.
I didn't off the son of a bitch. Hell, I didn't even know he was dead.
You just happened to break into his place, steal a bunch of self-incriminating stuff the night he dies.
Well, maybe you didn't murder Melvoy, but you knew the man was dead and that breaking into his RV was a safe risk.
And why did I do that again? I forget. You supposedly have all this evidence. Maybe you can, interpret it and remind me.
The PI was onto your art gallery drug scheme, so he had to go.
I swear to you, I did not kill that clown. Look, he was blackmailing me, and blackmailing's a crime, right? I only busted into his place to throw a scare into the guy. Why would I want to do that to a dead guy? Stupidity, mostly. I should never have gotten myself involved with that damned art gallery. Ackerman plays it smooth, but he's just a junkie in an expensive suit. I was on the up and up, investing in art. I've made a lot of successful investments in venture capital. Check up and see. Then that clown tells me since Ackerman's into drugs, he'll say I was too if I don't pay him.
And he didn't threaten to come to us, right? He said he'd go to his client, your fiancée's bitter sister. I see. Things are going good with Carrie now, and he was threatening to screw that up.
Now you're putting the pieces together. I just had a brush with you people, so imagine why I didn't want this to make me look dirty. So I paid the bastard off. Then I got pissed off and decided that would be the first and last payment. So I trashed his place, sending him a message that Michael Dubois was not to be screwed with.
The tape we found in your apartment made for some interesting listening. Sounds like those paintings were a front for a money laundering scheme.
Now you're off the rails again. No way.
Sounds like the PI found out about the overpriced paintings and probably knew about the warehouse of drugs. And you guys decide he needs paying off, all right. Just not in money.
You don't know what you were listening to. Gus Klein and me, we were talking about firing Nathan Ackerman, not killing somebody. I was just picking up some artwork. It's more convenient than going to the gallery. You want the address? Fine. 2974 Westfall Avenue. Knock yourself out. Find some other citizen to harass, why don't you? I don't have anything else for you. I don't have anything else for you.
Because the photo shows the crate outside the warehouse, this warrant allows us only to search the exterior for any evidence of the PI being there recently.
What brings the crime lab around? A crime in this quiet neighborhood? That's a surprise. Yeah, it's one of a dozen buildings I own in this town, and several of my businesses use it for storage. Why is that of interest to the LVPD?
I noticed the building is unmarked. Difficult to find.
It's a private warehouse from my company, not available to the general public for storage. What's unusual about that? Among other things, we do specialized computer software for high-end clients. But you'll understand, I can't say any more than that. We have a strict non-disclosure policy. Can't say I ever did. Like I said, it's a quiet neighborhood, and we're kinda out of the way. I'd probably know if somebody who didn't belong was hanging around.
The photographs show you and Dubois here, together, as well as a crate that resembles the wooden coffin the victim was stuffed into.
Well, crates are kind of interchangeable, right? And come to think of it, Dubois was here last night, picking up some artwork. More convenient for him than going across town to the gallery. Listen, I've tried to be a good guy about this, but you're starting to be a nuisance. Go on, get it over with.
Luminol is highly sensitive, detecting 1 part blood in 5 million parts, but it can also react to bleach and certain metals. In this case, the varied coloration of the reaction suggests a combination of blood and bleach. Also, note where the pattern originates from. As a rule, I don't guess, but this looks very much like a bone fragment.
I haven't got anything.
The DNA analyzer will tell you what you need. Nice work. The DNA extracted from the bone marrow matches our victim. This fragment probably came from his skull when he was shot. The pattern of the blood to the drain suggests it was washed from inside the warehouse, which would make it the original crime scene. The DNA analyzer will tell you what you need. Can't confirm that it's blood. The sample is too diluted with water and bleach. Not enough here to amplify for adequate DNA verification either.
You've got enough evidence. Sure, we'll get him in for a chat.
How should I know? The guy was a professional snoop. Maybe he was poking around where he didn't belong and slipped and fell. Outside.
Well, the blood trail clearly originates inside the warehouse. Evidence indicates cleanup. It was washed out with bleach and water.
You know, it's amazing what you lab people can come up with your scientific testing. But it still means nothing to me. Doesn't have anything to do with any activities in this warehouse. That I know about, anyway. No. So if something did happen, to give you that DNA evidence, I wasn't around to see it. Well, because of frequent art deliveries, Nathan Ackerman has keys. That's easy. Home, with my wife, watching TV. You want to know what programs? I haven't got anything.
Well, Mrs. Klein says her husband was indeed home watching television with her at 7 p.m., for what that's worth. Let's find out what they got going on inside that warehouse. Your search warrant is based on probable cause and allows you to search for anything that directly connects to the PI's murder.
Software development. With all these hardwood crates, more artwork, you think?
Could be the art of selling substance abuse. Whatever the case, somebody clearly didn't like having a greedy PI know about it.
At least they've got a clock that wouldn't get annoying after a while.
Video slot machines. So that's the high-end software programming that requires strict non-disclosure.
And somehow I don't think they're being programmed to improve the customer's odds.
This computer's connected to the video slots. Looks like some kind of interface program. Looks like the area is clean. Nice job being thorough. Looks like the area is clean. Nice job being thorough. Looks like the area is clean. Nice job being thorough.
Somebody got hosed. This may have been used to wash blood evidence out of the warehouse and down the drain.
Looks like the area is clean. Nice job being thorough. Odds are 10 to 1 that these slots have something to do with why Melvoy was killed. That serial number may be of use.
I must have missed that day at CPR class where the first thing you find in a first aid kit is a gun.
Not quite. Something similar. Looks like the area is clean. Nice job being thorough. Looks clean. At least the barrel hasn't been tampered with. Let's fire a round in the ballistics lab. Barrel markings match. We have our murder weapon. These machines have been in and out of a lot of casinos lately. That goes on the trace analysis computer. This shows a change in the laws of averages. Random chance logic means a full house naturally happens roughly every 87 hands. But these machines are showing they deliver a full house every 150. That nearly doubles the house's edge. We've done all we can with that item. We've done all we can with that item.
He's on his way to interrogation now.
I haven't got anything.
I don't have anything for you right now.
I asked you not to tell me. How many times can you people ruin the same day? I've told you everything I know.
That clock would drive me cuckoo fast.
Looks like the area is clean. Nice job being thorough. Looks like the area is clean. Nice job being thorough. Looks like the area is clean. Nice job being thorough. We got a match. Ackerman's fingerprints on the gun.
He's on his way to interrogation now.
Certainly I have access. I pick up artwork there, and even help unload it when it comes in. Mr. Klein isn't exactly a kid, and can use a hand occasionally.
When were you there last?
Not exactly sure. Several days ago, perhaps.
We found your fingerprints on the murder weapon at the crime scene. That's enough right there, Mr. Ackerman, to reserve your cell on death row.
What? This is preposterous!
Not really. A sleazy PI threatens to expose your drug trafficking and money laundering operation unless you give him a nice taste.
It seems for a time a doable business expense, until finally Melvoy gets too greedy and you do him. 2 shots in the back of the head. You're an old hand at grading up artwork. The statue is just leaking a little.
I swear to you, I did not do this awful thing. It was stuck away in the first aid kit for some reason. I ran across it when I was scrounging around in there looking for aspirin. I have migraines due to stress. So I had that horrible thing in my hand and looked at it like the apparition it seemed to be. Then, like a child touching a hot potato, I dropped it back in that kit. I'm not in a position to say, but I am not who you're looking for. You're making a tragic mistake if you think I'm your man. Nothing much. Something to do with the casino that Michael Dubois is due to start managing soon.
He's on his way to interrogation now.
I don't have anything else for you.
He's on his way to interrogation now. He's on his way to interrogation now.
I haven't got anything.
I've told you everything I know.
Looks like the area is clean. Nice job being thorough. Looks like the area is clean. Nice job being thorough. So let's run the case. The evidence tells us that Nathan Ackerman's finger was on the trigger, and his crates and drugs were at the scene.
There's Gus Klein, shady landlord laundering money through Ackerman's gallery and rigging video poker machines for bogus payoffs.
And we have ex-bookie Dubois, who's ready to take over the family casino, and his buddy-buddy with the man with the magic slots. He broke into Melvoy's apartment and lied about his alibi for his time of death.
And that leads us back to Gary Melvoy, who stumbles onto a situation ripe for blackmail, with Dubois, Ackerman, and Klein as blackmail targets. But can we place any of these fine citizens at the warehouse where Melvoy was killed and crated?
So maybe we should talk to somebody besides ourselves, like Dubois' conflicted fiancée, Carrie. Tire tread in the warehouse matches Melvoy's car, so somebody must have driven the vehicle into the warehouse.
He's on his way to interrogation now.
I can't think of anything pertinent that I haven't already shared.
He's on his way to interrogation now.
I don't have anything else for you.
He's on his way to interrogation now.
I haven't got anything.
It just doesn't seem to end, does it? I said I didn't want to know, but how can I not know? Now you're saying the man I love is involved in, what is it called? Money laundering? And rigging slot machines for use in my father's casino? If this is true, then my sister is right. I really am a fool. Have you told her? Have you told Lucy any of this?
You asked us to be discreet, so we've come to you first.
I don't know if this will help, but I was emptying the trash and came across this broken watch. It was Michael's. I'd given it to him as an engagement gift. Why would he throw something so precious away?
We'll do our best to find out. I appreciate your candor, and I really do think you'll find that the truth will set you free.
That's just it, Dr. Grissom. I really didn't want to be free. I wanted a normal life as a wife and eventually a mother. I was perfectly content to be bound to one man until we grew old together. Now I'm free, and we'll have to learn to find something meaningful in that. Something that doesn't require my strength to come from someone else.
That's blood, all right, but whose? So Michael Dubois has Melvoy's blood on his hands, literally. What else is he not telling us?
He's on his way to interrogation now.
Damn that Lucy to hell! What, she's going through her sister's trash now? It's a frame, you know it is. You know how vindictive that...
But not Lucy, Mr. Dubois. It's Carrie who's finally putting out the trash.
Carrie? Carrie gave me up? No, I don't believe it.
You had a blackmailer on your back. Money would temporarily shut him up. Murder, however, would make that permanent. You grabbed that gun from the first aid kit, forced Harry Melvoy at gunpoint to drive into the warehouse where you executed him, double tap in the back of the head. Then you crated him up, cleaned up his car, and drove it into the alley.
Listen, I was in that warehouse, but I'm not the murderer. I'm your prime witness. I saw Gus Klein kill the bastard, and I have the evidence to prove it.
I'm always open to listening to what new evidence has to say.
Well, then listen to this tape. It's the last thing Dean did before he was caught. Listen for yourself.
You know, if you weren't so damn greedy, maybe we could have done business. Could have used a man with your kind of sleazeball skills. But you don't know where to stop, do you? Money laundering, dirty slots. Sounds like a gold mine to a lowlife like you. Well, here's your part of the gold mine, the shaft. Do it, Mike.
Gus, no, I can't kill the bastard. I don't go there, man, I'm telling you. Even if I did, hell, guy's been tailing me for days. How long will it take for the cops to be onto me?
You raise a good point, Mike. So, Nathan, considering the spot you're in, you could stand to do me a favor and gain a few points. Here's the gun. Take it.
God, no, take that thing back. I don't even like the feel of that horrible weapon. Don't ask me, don't make me. I could never take a human life.
You babies. Give me that damn thing. and say it's been nice. See how hard that was? Now that you've made the boss do the dirty work, I'll give you the dirtier work. Clean up this mess. If I'm late for dinner, the missus will kill my ass.
Well, a nice confession. But we still need to do a routine voice match just to be sure.
Let's talk to that lying scumbag now.
Oh, you do, huh? Why? Were you there? You got pictures?
We've got words. Your words. Gary Melvoy was no saint, but he was an efficient PI, and he caught you on audio tape, and 2 witnesses back him up.
That tape's a damn fake, and Dubois and Ackerman are psychopathic liars. Both of them.
Talk all you want. We have the evidence. Melvoy tailed Dubois to the warehouse. You caught him taking pictures of the drug crates and brought him in at gunpoint. After failing to intimidate your lackeys to do your dirty work, you killed him, execution style, and made them clean it up. What you didn't know was that his recorder was still running, and his blood was being washed out of your warehouse. By making Ackerman and Dubois clean up your mess, you created the circumstances that allowed us to obtain the evidence to put you away.
I want a lawyer right now. We'll see if you can really build a case on a doctored tape on the word of a couple of raving sociopaths.
Funny thing is, you figured Melvoy was onto your whole operation. Money laundering, slot rigging, drug running, the whole dirty deal. But the evidence indicates he knew only about the drugs. You could have cut a deal and walked away. But now, you're going to be taken away. Everybody played the game of CYA. The PI leaving that tape running, Dubois grabbing it to save himself, Klein scooting home to alibi up with the missus, and Ackerman selling his cronies out to us. Now they're all heading to lockup, with Carrie and Lucy Kennelly left to pick up the pieces. Carrie at least had the strength to see the truth about the man in her life. With luck, the truth will set her free. On the other hand, it's true that you helped uncover the proof needed to send Klein, Dubois, and Ackerman into well-deserved captivity. You did excellent work on all of your cases. I look forward to working with you more in the future. We can always use another good pair of hands, eyes, and most importantly, brains. You investigated every possible angle on this case. Doesn't happen often, but I'm very impressed.